What's up, guys?
up, everybody?
We are Anime Anarchy. I'm Chance, and this is Sean.
I'm Sean.
And this is Chance. Today we're talking about My Hero Academia Vigilantes. We are back, baby. I'm pretty sure this is the show we first started covering, wasn't it?
No, it was Daima.
Oh, was it Daima?
Yeah, it was Daima.
Daima was the first.
But this was right after that, and it's been like an entire year since we covered this.
Definitely feels like it, for
At least
sure.
I think. But yeah, we had how many? Three or four? No, three episodes, right?
Yeah, 3 episodes, man. Because the last time we recorded, we were caught off guard. We thought it was coming out in a few days, but it had just released that day. So so we hadn't watched the first one, and then we weren't able to get together last week. So yeah.
Hi, Nick.
Now we're at 3 episodes. What's up, Nick?
Yeah, and we originally thought that these were just going to be somewhat filler, or at least maybe the first one would be like a filler episode.
I definitely thought so. Just what was it? The cover photo and the description definitely seemed like it was just going to be a slice of life. Just, hey, we're back, but we're not doing anything serious
and then
yet.
Pop Step and Koichi as her manager were just going to like an event, which, I thought it was just going to be warming us back up into that universe, but instead we had a whole a whole operation?
Yeah, we had a whole a sting operation. We had basically this massive crab distribution center being used as a front for drug smuggling
with crab machinery.
Yeah. With they had these giant crab, like mechanized crab suits, which they were using for like marketing and to help with like the manual labor. It's basically like almost like a forklift. You can just like it,
crab people.
Yeah.
Crab people.
But honestly, I actually think in real life, something like that would probably be way better than a forklift because you could have a much wider range of mobility.
Just not capable of detonating.
Right.
I think that's one thing that
and then
they should leave
they
out.
were hacked by the bad guys and set to explode, which was pretty sick.
Yeah. Freaking crazy.
Not what you want to see happen in the workplace, though, for sure.
But did you think that crab girl was an undercover cop when you first saw her, or do you think she was just another idol?
So I thought, okay, so when she disappeared, I was like, oh, okay, she's just going to the bathroom, like she said. I just kind of thought she was a regular person. When the manager or whoever it was like, she's always disappearing like this for like hours at a time and never tells anybody what she's doing, I thought either she was going to end up being like a victim of the trigger ring, so like she's hooked on it, but she's not, she's not like a real criminal, but
she's not the one like that's operating,
right? Not the or that she was involved in the operation and was one of the criminals behind it.
Yeah.
No, I did not expect her to be an undercover cop.
Me neither.
Working with
she has
a
a
gun.
She has a pretty cool quirk though. She just snip, clip, clip.
Yeah, so the police officer in the first episode of Vigilantes season 2, she has a quirk where if she can fit anything she can fit between her 2 fingers, she can slice through.
And apparently it works with her legs too.
Yeah, so if she can fit something between her 2 legs, she can slice through.
Yeah, so it's like scissors, basically. Yeah. Really sharp.
She's just scissors. Is her?
Scissor.
Hey, at least it didn't turn her into a pair of scissors. It could be much worse.
That's true. It could be like Gachiakuda, where she just has a pair of scissors, but or
in My Hero Academia, where there's an actual washing machine guy. There's a dude with a blow dryer head.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's a Windex bottle.
Yeah.
So she could have just turned into a actual pair of scissors. I'd say she got lucky.
Oh, for sure.
It might not be a superhero kind of quirk, but I feel like it's probably pretty useful in your everyday life.
Oh, definitely. And if she ever got, or her or somebody that she was working with ever got tied up or something.
Yeah.
Snip, snip, clip, clip.
Yep.
But yeah, she they were doing this whole undercover operation, and of course, Koichi and Popstep were there too. And it was funny because the cop, the girl's brother, what was his name again? Do you remember?
No.
Either way, like the main investigator, or whatever.
Makoto's brother.
Yeah, he had already like kind of put together that Popstep had been like around like vigilante work, and
I'm pretty sure they were starting to put this together in the last season, but they just were like, well, they haven't hurt anybody yet, and so far they've been helpful. And also they stopped vigilante work at the end of the last season.
Right.
And as of this episode, like as of coming back to season 2, apparently they have done no vigilante work in the entire time between seasons either.
Right. So they've just been doing like the whole idol thing,
right.
I guess.
So they're like, okay, they did do this in the past. She's known to have been done this, but they stopped. They didn't hurt anybody.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they probably had a few different heroes like vouching for them, like they're not dangerous, like Eraserhead, Ingenium, possibly even Captain Celebrity. So they were probably cleared and just kind of on a watch list now.
Right. We're good, Nick, by the way. How are you doing?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Just got a lot of car troubles right now. Very expensive.
All the fun stuff, yeah.
Very expensive. Did I tell you how much it was going to be to get my car fixed?
Yes, like $6,000.
Yeah. Crazy. So I'm not getting the car fixed.
No, definitely not. But
that sucks.
Yeah. I had no idea your car was electric.
Yeah, if I'm going to spend $6,000 on a car, it's going to be getting a new one that doesn't have problems.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I would not be spending more money than the car's worth, or even close to it.
I would if it was like kind of like a new, like a newer car, and like fixing it meant it would last like, like you'd get plenty of more time out of it.
Yeah.
But like this is one of those things where I feel like I pay the $6,000 to get it fixed now, and then what? I'm paying another $6,000 in like 5 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, it's no. What's his name?
No, I'm looking at.
Oh.
It's not on here.
Of course.
And I got to go through this entire freaking thing. Let's not do that. Here we go. Let's look at this one.
Yeah.
Sorry, looking up characters' names because mostly me, suck at remembering. So,
Well, I'll be honest, I don't remember this guy's name either, and I'm pretty sure they said it like 4 times. So.
Yep. Well, in other news, we got to also, like he said, see Fat Gum in action, which Fat Gum is awesome. Basically stores fat, and he's able to like absorb like projectiles, like bullets and things like that. He can also, like expel like the kinetic energy that he's absorbed in like a giant shot. And then he turns skinny again, which he ended up having to do, at this point, because when one of the crabs was about
You're never going to get this. You're never going to be able to say this.
What?
His name is...
Naomasa?
Naomasa Tsukauchi.
Tsukauchi.
Yeah, Tsukauchi. Maybe. All right. Well, anyway, that's his name.
So the main villain in this, I mean, he was in last season too, but we barely saw him.
Yeah, he like popped up at the very end, and I think killed some guards or something.
It was number 6, and apparently, from what I've read, he has multiple quirks and stuff like that, which can only mean that All For One is around somewhere.
Does he have multiple quirks?
That's what I read and I talked about last season when we talked about this.
Oh, that's probably like something we haven't got to in the show yet. It's
probably
manga. Yeah. Okay. Dude, his quirk is pretty sick though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he's just like
acceleration.
Yeah. So he can do a few different things. He can like increase his speed, but it's not just like running fast. he can increase the speed of his brain, like processing.
Right.
He can increase like his perception of the world. So like he can perceive everything in slow motion.
It's kind of like Quicksilver.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
Quicksilver or like the Flash, but like definitely a weaker version of their power because they can pretty much do that always if they want
Right.
for the most part. He seems to have like it relates to his stamina, but he doesn't seem to have. So he's got supernatural speed because of the quirk, but it doesn't look like his quirk gives him supernatural stamina.
Right.
So he's got the stamina of a regular person, but the speed of like the Flash.
Yeah.
So he can only do short bursts of speed, and then he has to wait a few seconds for like a cooldown before he can do it again.
Right. And so we get to see his powers in action a lot more this go around because he's there at the scene of the crime, right? When they figure out that they're moving Trigger through these crab packages,
Yeah.
in like the little freezer packets, and he's there. And they try to apprehend him, of course, and him being so fast, it's extremely hard. Somehow, I guess it was because they caught him off guard because he didn't think a cop would actually shoot him.
It was during his cooldown.
That too.
Yeah, the cop was smart and figured out that there must be a cooldown, or he'd be just speed blitzing them the whole time.
Yeah. So he shot. Cop shot him in the leg, and they were finally able to like apprehend him. And then while the main investigator was sending a warning, like, hey, there's only a few moments before he can do it again.
Yeah.
He did it again, except this time was a really cool.
It was kind of brutal, actually. Yeah, I loved it.
It was a really cool moment where this guy okay, if you've ever seen Sonic the Hedgehog, okay.
The movie?
Yes. The first movie where they're at this saloon and they get into a bar fight, and Sonic just gets really fast, but it's like slow motion to him, and he just like moves everything to where it's gonna fuck up everybody.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened, except this time with guns.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really cool. So he doesn't like to use weapons because he prefers to like feel the impact of like hitting people, essentially.
Yeah.
But
true villain.
He had just been shot, so he was kind of desperate.
Yeah.
So, but he realized he took one of their guns while he was like in slow motion, or he was using his power, so they were in slow motion. He checked one of their guns, realized they were using rubber bullets,
right?
And so he was like, okay.
Yeah.
And so he took every single police officer's gun and emptied their entire clip of rubber bullets into them, and then threw the guns up in the air, and then he disappeared.
Yep. Oh my God.
Yeah. So none of them died.
No, but
that we know
injured.
of, but we're all seriously injured.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And Nick, sorry to hear that, man. I really hope it gets better. As we talked about in the past, and it works for some people, not for others, but maybe trying to seek a therapist, somebody who's professional. I know many people I know have gone through that and been better for it. I feel like I need to do it.
Yeah.
So just think about it. I know it's probably not something you want to talk about, but it may help. So.
And if money's an issue, or if you don't have insurance that would cover it or anything like that, there are places you can go, to kind of seek out like affordable. There are people out there that can get you like the resources, or even if it's just like some places will give you like at least like one or a couple free sessions.
Okay, no, I understand.
Yeah,
I would be scared too, to be honest with you. Just because it's something new. Having to open up old wounds and things like that, but just go and just talk about it. I mean, you don't even have to go into much detail first. You just talk about your day and just, you can only progress how much you feel comfortable progressing. You know what I mean? Like conversation is going to stay on your side. So however much you want to talk about is up to you.
Yeah.
Than what you feel comfortable with. So, I'm glad you're doing this, and I know, even though it's scary, I know it'll help you in the long run.
Yeah, and whenever you do get to the point of feeling comfortable, kind of talking about things and getting to kind of the root of everything going on with you, I'm sure it will help. Because keeping things inside or just to ourselves, it eats away at you. And I can tell you that from experience.
Yeah, me
It
too.
always helps to talk to somebody and to kind of even if it's not to get anything like back from them out of it, just sometimes just talking about things, just getting it off of your chest can help tremendously.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly. But we're here for you, dude.
absolutely.
I believe you can do it. Um, but that was, as you said, extremely badass.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
We found out at the end, and from like the theory that the cop had, that overclock was involved somehow. Like, not like he's a villain,
But like
but
could be related to or connected to this guy.
because they have very similar quirks. And at the very end, we see number 6 calling him master.
Right.
So, what do you think that number 6 was originally somebody that wanted to become a hero and was learning from a professional hero, and then All For One got a hold of him, maybe, and uh, turn him to the dark side?
It could be. I'm wondering. So at first, I was thinking maybe number 6 has a speed quirk of his own and was learning from Overclock. Because I don't think Overclock is his father.
No,
I know that's one theory. He's
Yeah.
either actually related, or like a mentor with similar powers.
Mhm.
So I think it's probably that. Like, they have similar powers, maybe not exactly the same, but similar enough that Overclock was kind of teaching him. And then, like you said, maybe All For One came in and intervened and probably might have killed Overclock and kind of taken number 6 under his wing. Or I think it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that number 6 might have had a different quirk entirely, or no quirk at all,
Yeah.
and had maybe like a reverence for Overclock, like looked up to him the same way like Midoriya looks up to All Might and wanted to be a hero like him,
Yeah.
even though he was quirkless. I think it could be something like that. And then maybe once All For One came in, gave Overclock's power to number 6.
Yeah.
Which could be,
Understood.
or at least a copy of number 6's power.
Yeah.
Or of Overclock's power.
That's it. I didn't think about that. Maybe, do you think that All For One could have stolen that quirk from Overclock and then given it to number 6?
100%. Yeah. And it seems like their power works exactly the same, just from the brief little description of Overclock.
Yeah.
Because it said like his signature move was a quick like
it was acceleration,
burst, like accelerated punch.
Yeah.
And number 6 does the exact same thing, except he does 8 in 1.
Yeah.
So. And I don't think that's because like he's better than Overclock. I think that's probably because Overclock knew more than 4 would probably kill most people.
Yeah.
So that's probably why he only did 4.
Probably.
And then this guy is just a killer, so he doesn't care and doesn't hold back as much. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we found out that the reason he has that speed power is because All For One stole it from Overclock and gave it to him.
Yeah. So if they go to try to look for Overclock, I mean, it's probably... Yeah, come on. Hey, stop. Sorry, guys.
Cat's messing with some wires.
Yeah. Don't you love it?
Oh, yeah.
You just want them to stop so they don't electrocute themselves, but they don't understand. So I think what I was saying is, Overclock, do you think he is in hiding right now because he lost his powers? Or do you think he got killed by All For One after he got his quirk stolen? What do you think we're going to see?
I would imagine if he got his quirk stolen from All For One, that All For One probably would have killed him. So I'm thinking that's going to be the case, but I could also see them, but I could also definitely see them having him kind of be retired in disgrace, with no powers.
Right.
and then they come across him, and maybe he's able to offer some exposition on like what happened to him that might provide some kind of insight on how they can defeat number 6.
Right.
So I don't know. My personal feeling of what All for One would do is I think he would kill him. But just because of how I know shows like this get written a lot of the times, I think it's more likely he's going to be alive to provide some much needed
intel.
Yeah, intel. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That'd be good.
Yeah. Because I mean, I don't know.
I mean, we'll see either way, but I'm sure this season. But either way, so another point to what we've seen in the first 3 episodes is that Koichi is evolving in his powers,
like kind of rapidly,
very rapidly, like all of a sudden. So he can now suction cup to things.
Yeah,
like he did that train when he missed it when he was getting food.
Yeah, and so just to kind of start from the beginning for anyone watching this, on YouTube or TikTok later, that might not fully be aware of Koichi's like evolution. When we first meet him in season 1, all he can do is kind of like slide and glide on surfaces. He really didn't even have very good control over it at first, and he needed to have at least 3 or 4 points of contact on the ground to use his power.
Right.
After a little bit of training with the speed hero Ingenium 1, he is able to learn how to better use his like momentum and can like turn better and can kind of keep his high speed while moving freely. And he learns how to like brake, reverse, do all these sick little movements everywhere, like effortlessly.
Yeah, he has way better agility now. For sure.
Then, at the end of season 1, didn't he fly briefly?
Yep, when he
very briefly
when he went to save Pop Step.
Yeah,
she was falling.
Yeah, out of that train that had like gone off the rails or whatever. Yeah, but he like very briefly flew. Using his powers, which we learned from his mother was something he could do even as a baby, but he forgot how to do it because she was always smacking him back down to the ground and telling him to stop. And so I guess that kind of like trauma from that or whatever caused him to, okay, well, I get in trouble whenever I fly, so I will never fly. But he was so young that he probably forgot that ever even happened, so he just didn't know he could fly. And so it doesn't seem like he can do that freely yet. It looked like it was still kind of a one-off thing. Like he flew the one time and still doesn't know how to do it, like at will. But we know he can, and eventually he will learn how to do that. I'm positive. I'm positive.
That's what makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. But now in this episode, when they were taking the train to wherever this venue was going to be, this convention they're going to for idols, he missed the train because he was at the bento stand getting food. And so he was gliding along to catch up to it, jumped, and I don't even know why he did this if he didn't think this would happen.
Right. He could have killed himself.
Yeah, he could have killed himself. But he jumped up onto the train and instinctively, without even knowing he could, suction cupped himself to the train.
So basically like reversed his slide and glide.
So instead of repelling himself from the surface to glide, he suctioned onto the train and held on until the next stop.
Right.
On the bullet train.
Yeah, on the bullet train. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Exactly.
But
absolutely crazy.
And so he was practicing with that, and now
like a starfish.
Yeah, exactly. And so now he can kind of hold on to surfaces like that, give himself more like sturdiness and ground himself, which I'm sure will come in a lot of handy in fights.
Because now, because he changes his stance up, he doesn't need 3 points of contact anymore.
Oh yeah. Now he can do it with 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly. So he's able to do more things, especially later on when these douchebags came into that school area and they were trying to hit up all these girls, but they were like, I guess, bullying their way into it. And they shot projectiles, missiles at Koichi, and he did deflect some of them.
Yeah, which I was going to say that was like the next evolution of his power, because he'd never done that before either. So kind of using the same propelling that he would use to like slide on the surfaces, he just did it out in the air and was able to repel the projectiles being shot at him.
Which would be crazy going forward, and he hones that more, and he can start, trying
blocking bullets.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Or other other projectile quirks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
which is pretty sick.
Right. And when he was practicing in the apartment with Pop, we found out he can use it as but after that, we found out he can use that ability as an attack.
Oh,
because he can shoot the repulsion.
Right.
Out.
So it's kind of like an energy blast.
Yeah. And so, and we know, at first it looked like it wasn't going to be too strong because it shot a soda can up like 2 or 3 feet in the air.
But he broke the fucking window.
Then but from across the room,
Pop step is like,
it knocked Pop over and it broke the window all the way from across the room. Yeah. So that's actually kind of powerful. That's kind of impressive.
But what I don't understand, okay, and this is probably from the last season and maybe I don't remember it, but Pop is in like, but look at the board, look at who you don't want to be. And like, we need to stop evolving, right?
Well, I think it's more like she doesn't want him to use his powers to be able to hurt. They don't want to use their powers to hurt people because they're not heroes. They can't fight. All they try to do, and this was the same even in the last season when they were working with, what's his name? Knuckle Duster. Yeah. When they were working with Knuckle Duster, I mean, really go back and think about all their fights. He was the one fighting everybody. Yeah. They were saving civilians.
This is true.
And anytime they were in a fight, it was always restraining or escaping, not hurting the other people.
Right.
So they don't want to turn out like Knuckle Duster because, even though they are vigilantes.
How not to be a hero.
Right. We don't want to be like him. Yeah. So I get the mentality and why they're saying that. I don't think it applies. Like,
and Knuckle Duster is, if you don't know, he's basically like a Batman that fights dirty. Yeah. Right.
He's kind of like the Punisher.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's even better. Yeah.
Just without guns. He just likes to beat the shit out of people.
Yep, exactly. That's why it's called Knuckle Duster.
Exactly. Yeah, but
What?
No.
What?
I think
What do you see?
No. I think I just put something to. Do you think Knuckle Duster is overclocked?
That would be crazy. That would be how to bring him back.
Because remember,
he's quirkless.
Because he's quirkless now. But we read a spoiler last year that said he had a quirk that basically, I think it had something to do with like his perception.
Yeah.
Was he overclock?
Dude, hold on. That would be ridiculous, dude. That would be absolutely ridiculous. Hold on. What am I trying to look for right now?
I don't know. Knuckle Duster. Go! All you ever had to do was just pull up his wiki page.
Oh my god. Okay, well,
that's one mystery solved. Yeah. Guess we know.
Oh, spoiler, guys.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, spoiler. Look, I'm sorry, but I just thought about. Yeah. So I was like, didn't we say his whole thing was like he was really good with like high perception?
Yeah, and like high speed thinking.
Yeah,
exactly.
What about high speed movement?
Oh,
my god.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
Okay, so we know what happened to Overclock. We know where that's going to go.
And that's how we're going to bring him back into the mix.
Yeah. All right, we figured it out.
Because he wanted to go be with his family now that Queen Bee is no longer. And
yeah. Well, no need to keep watching the rest of the season, guys. We cracked it.
Exactly. Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I will say it was a really good hunch, but then it was a very simple fandom wiki search.
Yeah, he just went to the Wikipedia page, clicked on Knuckle Duster, and he didn't even have to scroll. It was just right there on where it shows their like photos of them. It was side by side, Knuckle Duster and Overclock.
Yep. High Speed Hero, O'Clock.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe you've never clicked on the page before.
No, I'm glad I didn't, because then we
then
had
you would,
this
we never would have had that. Wow. Okay.
Same. Yeah. Yeah. So this is Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yep. Dragon Ball Z.
This is Dragon Ball Z.
The turtle symbol, Master Roshi symbol.
Yeah, and that's who Goku trained with. Yep. And I got Goku on this side.
On the front, he's got Vegeta on the back.
Vegeta on this side. Oh, yeah, you like that. I got it for Christmas. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
How did you understand what it meant? Just from watching the show. Well, literally just from watching the show. I mean, it's the same symbol. So.
Yep.
If you ever want to do Dragon Ball Z, the whole Dragon Ball universe is so awesome. Okay. It's what I grew up on. So like what, being like a 6, 7, 8-year-old kid.
Nah, it's all good, Nick. We just have good like context clues abilities, bro. Like, yeah. You can word it as badly as you want. I'm probably gonna understand what you mean. Probably, yeah, because he has to work with me. So I don't say things well sometimes. I don't use words good. So it's a good thing we're doing a podcast, right? Yeah, I work with a lot of teenagers that or have in the past where slang changes constantly. I've worked with a lot of foreign people, with. They just speak differently. Like, I'm really good at just picking things up, even if I don't understand everything being said.
And my hoodie may look like cookies and cream, but it doesn't taste like it, unfortunately. So
it does look like cookies and cream.
Yeah, and it's got Reese hair on it, because Reese is shedding like a freaking Siberian husky right now, because he's getting like his winter coat
covered in cum stains, bro.
Yeah, they're not. They're not my cum stains. So,
no, they're not.
No, it might have been some retail worker that was packaging this up. So,
what's your friend's name?
Cum stains? I hope not.
Yeah, I hope that's not your friend's name. That's horrible.
Reese. Oh,
that's his dog's name.
That's my dog's name. No relation to your friend.
Are you sure? Have you met all of Reese's siblings and parents?
And yes. And Ben, yes, you're the one that got this for me, so you tell me where these cum stains came from.
Yeah, anything you need to tell us, Ben?
All right. Oh my goodness, spam. I swear, spam calls me at least 10 times a day. Okay? I understand. I owe you money. All right?
I don't understand. I'm not paying anybody money. Except to get my car fixed.
All right. So okay. Knuckle Duster is retired overclock.
Crazy.
So
spoiler alert.
Yeah, again spoiler alert. That's something that he came up with on his own, and then we found out on the fandom page.
Yeah, I just remember because
Ben was really excited.
We were reading an article last year just talking about the manga and stuff, and it was it was describing him as having had a quirk that did all it basically sounded like how they described this.
Right.
But we stopped reading as soon as we saw that because we were like, oh, this is getting into spoiler territory.
Yeah, we don't.
I guess if we had read another couple sentences, it probably said as the hero overclock.
Yeah. See, and Chance is not really like I am with these sort of things, because he reads mangas and stuff like that. I absolutely hate spoilers. Okay, I even hate it when I get a Christmas present before Christmas or a hint as to what it is. Okay, I don't like spoilers. This is why I don't read mangas or anything like that. I just like to watch it and find out while everybody else that's watching is finding out. You know what I mean?
But one could argue that the manga or like the novel or, you know, whatever comes first is the truest medium of the story.
That's true.
It's the source material,
but
you know?
I also don't like reading that much.
Fair.
My wife is the reader. I'm not. I like watching things. So,
well, if it makes you feel any better, I usually don't read like novels too much. I usually do just like comic books and manga. Yeah. I will sometimes read graphic novels, so like no pictures or anything of set in like a manga or comic book world, but
so you know it's a same sort of genre.
Yeah, you know, like there's a lot of like for Naruto, there's the manga, there's the anime, of course they have movies, but then there's also graphic novels that bridge gaps between stories in the manga or, you know, between like the two shows, you know. Yeah. Things that happen that don't happen in the manga or the anime, but still are canon to the story.
Oh, God. Okay, that's... Do you have anything else you want to discuss on Vigilantes right now? Because that's a huge segue to another thing I want to talk
about. No, I think we covered most of the big Vigilante stuff for now. So what's up?
All right. So I told you through text message, I finished Tales of the Underworld.
Yes.
Tales of the Jedi.
Yes.
And Tales of the Empire.
What'd you think? What'd you think?
Holy shit. The amount of connections that these make.
I'm telling you, you gotta watch everything.
I wish I would have watched them sooner because it was
everything makes
so cool
sense.
Seeing Qui-Gon Jinn as like a Padawan.
Yeah, as a Padawan.
To Dooku.
And you got to see like how Dooku, like, even then you could see like him kind of starting to become very disillusioned with how the Republic works and the corruption and how the Jedi kind of don't do much to stop it.
Right, but, exactly, because there's a lot of rules and regulations to the Jedi Order.
Right.
And if it's not like a galactic wide, you know, threat, it seems like, okay, well, just let it be. You know what I mean?
Or they're just like, or they're just supposed to be like arbitrators and help, you know, negotiate things, but they're not really supposed to get too involved usually. Like that same episode with Qui-Gon and Dooku, where they were brought there at the request of the senator.
Yeah.
And then ended up turning on the senator once they saw how he was abusing his people.
Right. Exactly.
So, which technically would have been against the rules probably.
Yeah.
But
Dooku even force choked that.
Right.
Ambassador or whatever.
And aside from that one slip, I'd say everything he did in that episode only proved that at this point, yes, he's getting disillusioned with the Jedi and the Republic, but he's a good guy. You know, I don't think he's a bad person yet. I think he's someone who cares about the people of the galaxy.
Yeah, he wanted to do what was right.
What was right, not what was like his job.
Yeah,
you know,
or what the Jedi Council wanted. So you could see little seeds of, I guess, the dark side. The Jedi would call it. Being planted there, and then you fast forward and
a couple years, and then he's on that mission with Windu. Back when they're both Jedi Masters, but neither of them are on the Council yet. Windu's not yet on the Council. They're on that. What were they doing in this mission? Investigating a murder, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so. But I think it was like I'll tell you what, strictly like recon, right? So they weren't supposed to intervene in any way, shape, or form. And once Dooku got down there and figured out what was really going on, he's like, there's no way I can ignore this, right? And there's got to be, you know, some sort of connection to what's going on. And Windu, he investigated further, and Windu was straight textbook.
Yeah, Windu is like, look, we all want to help. We all want to do the right thing, but there's protocol. There are rules. You know, we have to go by the Jedi code. Report this back. The council will probably make a plan and send somebody, but you know,
that also takes a lot of time.
Right, it takes time, and by the time they get back, maybe it'll be too late. Dooku's like, why should we wait for the council to deliberate on who to send? when we're already here, buddy.
Right.
You know, we're
two
here.
masters.
We're two very powerful masters.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and of course, Mace Windu, you know, was like, you know, I'll just report this, blah, blah, blah. And even, God, what was her name? The other Yoda being?
Yaddle.
Yaddle. I never knew her name. And we only saw her like sitting at the Jedi Council, right, in the movies.
Yeah.
So this was really cool to actually see her kind of, see more of her, actually see her speak, and I actually see her in action. But she got the feeling that once Dooku kind of let go of Qui-Gon, and then Qui-Gon got murdered by Darth Maul, that was it for him. That he was done with, because I think Qui-Gon was like really the only thread that was tying him to the Jedi at that point.
Because he was, at this point, we know he was already working for Palpatine to a degree.
Yeah.
I mean, he hadn't become a Sith Lord yet. He hadn't murdered anyone yet.
Right.
Untrue, actually. Yes, he had. He already killed Sifo Dyas by this point.
No, I didn't know that.
So, okay. So, remember in that episode, he deletes, we see him deleting Kamino from the records.
Mm-hmm.
If he's deleting Kamino from the records, it means he's already gone to Kamino pretending to be Sifo Dyas, which means he's already killed Sifo Dyas, and he's already ordered the clone army.
Yes.
They probably aren't working on it yet, but he's made the order, and probably Jango Fett had just like dropped off his DNA or something, you know? So like they had just ordered the army. So if he's already done that, then Sifo Dyas is already dead. So Yaddle would have been the second person he killed, but I think he was having doubts over what he did. Yeah. You know, I think he there was a potential scenario where Dooku, after ordering the army and killing Sifo Dyas, I think he still could have been redeemed and like stopped from going to the Sith, but probably only by Qui-Gon. Yeah,
and just like the fact that Qui-Gon tried to warn them about Darth Maul and they didn't really take it that seriously. Yeah. That really fucked Dooku up because he ended up dying because of it. Yep. So, I mean...
Now, not that Dooku didn't know about Maul already.
Right.
He did.
Right. But that's just more of a reason for him to be like, this Jedi Council's a joke. Yeah. Right? So, him and Yaddle ended up fighting because she... followed him to his meeting place with Palpatine, and because she knew what was going on, and they fought, and Dooku killed her, and that was basically like the nail in the coffin that he is a Sith Lord. You know what I mean? Especially now that they need one because Maul is dead.
Yeah, like with Sifo Dyas, at least he could probably make the rationale that like Sifo Dyas was kind of crazy. I don't know if you know much about him, but he had a rare force power that allowed him to see like visions of the future, but more than like the average Jedi could, because all Jedi can kind of see the future a little bit, but like his was like really powerful. Yeah. And he was like hugely obsessed with like prophecies, you know, and so he was like viewed as highly eccentric, even a little bit crazy by most of the Jedi. So like him killing Sifo Dyas, you could probably, if you're already kind of spiraling towards the dark side, you can probably rationalize that in your head as like for the greater good, because he's unhinged, he's crazy, and we need this, you know, army. We need to fix the Republic. We need to fix the Jedi. You know, but killing Yaddle, there's no way to rationalize that as like a good thing, right? You know, like she was only there to help him, and he murdered her. Right. You know,
exactly.
Like I don't think
she still gave him a choice. Like, hey, like, come with me. You know, we'll discuss it. You know, because obviously she wasn't going to be there to like, kill him, right? Unless she had to. But yeah, and that kind of sucks because you know there's so little of like Yoda's species, yeah, you know, and we never got to see her in action except for this little short story, yeah, and now we just have Grogu, so we'll see what Grogu does, but yeah, it's just I don't know, it's it's crazy, but it's really cool to see kind of like connecting movies together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stuff that we didn't see before. And also, you know, Tales of the Underworld, seeing Asajj Ventress, what she's doing now, and she's been, you know, she's still not light side or dark side or anything like that. She's kind of just
doing her own thing.
Yeah, she's doing her own thing. She's not a bad person.
She doesn't really believe in Jedi or Sith anymore. Yeah. She's just a powerful force.
She's just trying to survive.
Just trying to survive.
You know, and she wants an easy life now, as you could tell with the job that she had. You're just being like a bodyguard to this, what was it, like a bus station or something?
Yeah, something like that. Trying to lay low.
Yeah, but then of course she had to help a Jedi go into hiding and all this stuff and follow the path. And
I'm sure, so where they made it to the path, he could have gone to be with them, and she could have too, but she chose not to because
of what
she knows she's not allowed to go back to what's his name. Honestly, I don't know how that Night Sister magic works, but if that was the deal, I mean, going back to him could mean she would drop dead.
Yeah, that's know. What I would expect with the whole Night Sister situation. Yeah.
So, I mean, she really can't go back to him or to the path, unfortunately, even though they're the people that could help her the most.
Right.
But now that she is traveling with her Jedi companion, because he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to leave you alone in this galaxy," you know. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing them again and like what happens. Like,
for sure.
I want to know what is Asajj Ventress's ultimate fate, because even where we last see her there is no more than 1 to 3 years after the Clone Wars ends. No more. Because I think,
and then he turns into Cal Kestis, and then no, I'm just kidding.
No, because we know what happened to Cal. He was on Braca for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, I really liked the Tales of the Jedi, all the Tales series. I definitely I really like the Dooku episodes. It gives a lot of context in like animation, like in a watchable medium that you really up until now could only get from like reading novels or reading the comic books and stuff like that.
Because like you said, they're only like 12-minute episodes.
Yeah.
And you really get to see the background of these characters that you just find out who they are in action, you know, in the movies. And you know, even watching Cad Bane, and you know, you wouldn't really know Cad Bane unless you like watch the Clone Wars and all that stuff.
Because he was an original character for that show.
Yeah. And but you get to see his background and how he came to be you know, a gunslinger, bounty hunter.
Pretty sad background.
It is.
He got forced into the life, kind of.
He did. Because he was young and impressionable. You know, him and his friend were starving as kids. And
they were brothers.
Huh?
I thought that was his brother.
They were best friends.
Just best friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
And, you know, he ended up getting away from the cops and went into that lifestyle, and his friend became
a cop.
Yeah. Ended up becoming the marshal.
Yep. Totally different lives. Yeah. And unfortunately, Bane got the better end of the deal in the end because he won and he survived.
Yep. And now we see him in The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Or no, it was Book of Boba Fett. Yeah. So,
which is a solid 30, 40 years after that.
It's insane.
Yeah, so he had a good long life. I think I think the thing I liked the most about the Dooku episodes was kind of letting us see kind of how what he was like as an actual Jedi, and like kind of following that path to you know, disillusionment with the Republic and everything, and like how he wanted to fix things, because when I said you only really get that before that in like novels and stuff, you know, Dooku was a really tragic character because he joins the Sith, and it kind of like the same with Anakin. He joined, Anakin joined for more selfish reasons, for sure. It was for his family, you know. I definitely think Dooku's intentions were much more noble at first.
Yeah.
Dooku actually never wanted to destroy the Jedi Order. And he actually didn't think that they were going to. Like, he knew about Order 66, but he didn't think that it was going to apply to the entire Jedi Order. So he was under the assumption, basically, that and this is explained in like the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. So you read the novel for Revenge of the Sith. It's just the movie, but with extra stuff padded into it that got cut out of the movie or didn't make it in at all. Right before Anakin and Obi-Wan arrived to save the Chancellor in Revenge of the Sith, and they killed Dooku, etc. He has a conversation with Palpatine about, okay, what Palpatine's like, all right, this is what's going to go down. This is what's going to happen. All of our pieces are in place, and you know your lines to Dooku, because it was a whole production to turn Anakin to the dark side.
Right.
But Dooku was tricked. So he thought what was going to happen was they were going to come in, Dooku was going to kill Obi-Wan to turn Anakin to the dark side. Anakin was going to join Dooku and Palpatine, and the three of them were going to lead over the Empire. So I think he understood that Anakin was going to be the new apprentice. But at first that worried Dooku because rule of two. But Palpatine assured him, once we defeat the Jedi, there will be no need for the rule of two anymore, because we are going to reinstitute a new Sith Empire. So basically, Dooku thought he was going to be essentially taking on the role of like Grand Inquisitor, right? And that Anakin would be the new his apprentice, and then basically the two of them were going to pyramid down and have a whole army of dark Jedi,
which fucking crazy,
which would have been fucking crazy. But Palpatine was smart. Knew that wouldn't work, because eventually Anakin and Dooku would team up and kill him. They would infight the Dark Jedi, or say they were loyal. Eventually, their army of Dark Jedi would turn on all three of them. Like, that's just how Sith work. So Palpatine tricked him into thinking that's what it was going to be, and that's why when that's why Dooku looked so shocked and surprised when Palpatine told Anakin to kill him, because he actually, for real, thought that was not the plan. You know,
fucking Palpatine, man.
He was
crazy.
He was going to allow himself to be arrested, taken into custody, and be safe in custody when Order 66 happened. And then afterwards, he was going to be pardoned by the new emperor and given a position of power in the Empire. You know, so yeah, they fucked Dooku. So he really thought he was going to, you know, kind of fix the Jedi Order and the Republic, but he ended up just being another stepping stone to the Empire. And
freaking Darth Sidious, man, he is something else. God. But sorry, we always have to, you know, talk about Star Wars too, because I'm in the middle of this whole Star Wars extras journey. Because I mean, I've seen all the movies, all that stuff, grew up with it, but I never watched like the extra stuff, and so like the extra shows and whatnot. So I've finished a lot of them, still watching more of them. So yeah, we obviously love it. Chance is hugely knowledgeable about Star Wars.
Probably.
So if you ever have a Star Wars trivia night, you know, you want him as your partner, and then you'll win every time. So
possibly. Definitely won't come in last. That's sure.
Probably. Okay. So, but we're at time now. You have a lightsaber?
So do I.
Hell yeah, I don't. I need one. I want one really bad.
I got one from Disney.
Shit, your cousins got lightsabers. What was it, like last year?
Yeah.
2 years ago, they were sick.
They got the expensive ones.
They were so sick. Yeah. You had to assemble them.
Right? I have the cheap Disney version. They have like the real.
Or we need to save up some money and go to Disney and like get our kyber crystals and do it that way.
What we need to do is get our viewership up and get a sponsorship from like Build-A-Saber or something, you know, one of those companies, because I will gladly in lieu of payment of money, I will gladly do an advertisement for
That's
a free
awesome, dude.
lightsaber.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You'd sell me out for a lightsaber, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, we're at time right now. So you got Mace Windu?
Yeah, that's the one I got too.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yes. So we will see you guys next time. We will talk more about Vigilantes, and we will talk about JJK.
Yeah, we'll be talking about the first. I guess by the time we come back, it'll be the first 4 episodes of JJK.
Yeah, there was a lot of context that happened in these episodes that we will definitely need to discuss and kind of break down. It's very complicated. The whole culling game system. By the way, it's very complicated. There's so many rules. It's just ridiculous. And so me reading it, well, yeah, basically reading it while on mute.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I mean, it was either that or, listening to it in Japanese, but I had to read it anyway. It's a lot of information, so I might even have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we figured we wouldn't have time to talk about that this time.
Just because it was so much, and I haven't watched the last episode or 2 that just came out, so but yeah, it's gonna be a crazy season. I've heard this is the longest arc in the manga. This unless they're trimming things down, the Culling Games actually is probably going to be 2 seasons.
Well, that'd be cool.
Because they listed this season as JJK, the Culling Games Part 1.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a giant-ass tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think season 4 will be JJK, the Culling Games Part 2.
I just hope it doesn't get old like MHA did with the wars and stuff for 2 seasons.
Well, it probably won't. I don't know. I really don't know. But like, it probably won't, just because the animation is so much better than My Hero Academia, for one. And just from what I've read from other people, apparently this is like the most action-packed arc in all of JJK, and it's got a lot of new characters will get introduced to that'll be really important for the rest of the show. So it's going to be a lot of big stuff.
So far, it hasn't really been that action-packed, and it's been basically just shoveling information in my throat.
Well, you gotta start off with that so that they can get into the action. You gotta know what's happening.
It's a lot, and you'll see when you watch it.
Yeah,
it's a lot, and we'll talk about that next time. But you guys have a great rest of your week, and we will see you again.
Bye.